So worms like the moisture. So we'll see how this works.
I'm going to layer fresh fruit and vegetable scraps.
Scraps, yeah.
Not regular kitchen.
Not regular kitchen scraps, but fresh fruit and vegetable scraps. And then what goes on top of that? Another brown layer?
Well, I'm going to do rabbit manure and fresh scraps, and then I'll put another layer of straw over that.
So it's sort of like a lasagna method where you layer. Okay.
I'll let it sit for about a week before I put the worms in it to allow proper bacterial activity to get going. Kind of start breaking stuff down.
So this is an example of what you can do on a larger or smaller scale. This is Oklahoma Academy. We're trying to teach our students how to garden and show them easy ways to maintain home gardens or community gardens. And making good soil is a major part of that. Permaculture, you know, and using worms, which are helpers, of course, in making that soil, and the microbes that work with the worms as well. You said you were going to put some compost starter in there. What is that?
It's a mix of bacteria and fungus that they use to...
And where do you get that compost starter, or what sort of places would a person look up if they were looking for it?
Buy it online. I'm not really sure where.
And it's called compost starter, and it has some bacteria that's beneficial bacteria for the whole process. So we just put some apples on, and now we're getting ready to put the compost starter on. So you can get it in different forms. You can get it in liquid form. I guess this is a powder form. Huh? Then we're going to put a layer of rabbit manure, which is really good. So we added soft rock phosphate, which you can get in a bag like this in powder or granule form, and calcium carbonate. Soft rock phosphate and calcium carbonate, they both add important elements, phosphates, and the calcium, I guess, is what is needed out of the carbonate, right? Calcium. So we put a layer of these on the dusting on top of the apples, and we did put some compost starter. It was not necessary because it's just optional. We're putting a manure on there, and the manure will have the necessary bacteria that the compost starter will have. But if you have it, you can use it to add additional starter. So this is just some rabbit manure. You could use other types of manure. I guess if it was too hot, though, it would be bad for the worms, right? If it was horse manure, need to be partially composted. Rabbit manure, the nitrogen content is not as caustic, I guess, in whatever form it is. So anyway, we're ready now to put the rabbit manure on. You know, the amounts are fairly optional. You could use sand in place of the soft rock phosphate because worms have a gizzard like birds, and it helps them break up their food, basically. So after we've put a layer of fruit, and then and you can use any decomposing material. Fruit's going to break down quicker than some other vegetable matter. Put soft rock phosphate powder on there and some calcium carbonate, and then a layer of rabbit manure about 1 to 2 inches thick. Now we are putting on another layer of saturated chopped straw, and then cardboard is also very usable.
Worms love cardboard.
Basically, it's a form of wood fiber that's already chopped up and easy for them to break up and digest. Luckily, they don't use a whole lot of additives to cardboard. It's pretty much just wood fiber. Let the cardboard soak for a bit.